Hello, my name is Miss Reiner, and I am the Middle School Orchestra Director for the Poway Unified School District. And welcome to the 5th grade orchestra program this year. I hope that you will enjoy and learn much music. And I would like to demonstrate some of the pieces that you will be probably playing this year. And I'd like to start with Walking in the Moonlight. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest, 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 rest. Next we have the French folk song. 1, 2, ready, play. Rest, 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 rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next we move on to hot cross buns. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift and set. Lift and set. Rest, rest. Now we will move on to We Will Rock You. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest, rest, stomp, stomp, rest, rest. Rest, rest, stomp, stomp, rest, rest. Okay, next we move on to ice skating. 1, 2, 3. Repeat. Now when we go on to our next song, it says name this tune. Let's see if you can figure out what this tune is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift and set. On the next page, the same thing. You're naming the tune. 1, 2, ready, begin. Lift and set. Leave it on the string. Leave it on the string. Remember, when you have a comma in your music, it can mean two things. If you're a brass or wind instrument, it means to take a breath, so you have enough air for the next note. However, in string playing, it generally means to lift your bow, but we don't just lift and crash land on the string. We want to be very careful that we lift and set. If you don't move your bow, no sound will come out of your instrument. And you want to make sure, just like when you land an airplane, which I do from time to time, you want to make sure you're landing on the runway. Your strings are your runway. So you want to lift and set the bow before you pull and play your next note. Okay? Good. All right, so moving on. All right, you have some reading music worksheets, and then you have some warm-up exercises. So your warm-up exercises include the D and A string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift and set. Okay, and then when you play quarter notes, you don't need to use the whole bow. Generally, the longer that the note value is, the longer the bow stroke. The shorter that the note value is, the shorter the bow stroke. Jingle bells. 1, 2, ready, begin. Lift and set. Lift and set. Rest. Next we move on to dreidel. Bow on the string. 1, 2, ready, begin. Rest. Lift and set the bow. Rest. Lift and set your bow. Rest. Lift and set your bow. Rest. 3, 4. Now we have Good King Wenceslas. Set your bow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have the square dance. 1, 2, 3, 4. Strings, it's really important to remember that your elbow is like a little seesaw as you cross over. If you don't raise and lower your elbow as you go from the high strings to the low strings, you're going to end up bumping and playing sometimes two strings at the same time that you don't want to do. So remember that elbow is like a little seesaw, okay? All right, next we have Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next we have Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Lift and set here. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Rest. Next we have Jolly Old St. Nicholas. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift and set. Lift and set your bow. Lift. Lift and set your bow. Lift. Lift and set your bow. Lift and set. 2, 3, 4. At the end of a song, if you have some beats rest, you can just lift your bow off the string and let the instrument ring, because wood instruments have that wonderful ability to resonate even after you have lifted the bow off the string. Okay, so next we're going to move on. Happy Birthday. And this is in 3, but we come in on the 3rd beat. So you'll hear me count 1, 2. Hold, lift, okay. So next we learn about slurs. And a slur is when we are moving our fingers in the left hand, but we're keeping the bow going in the direction of the curve that's over the notes. It either looks like a little smiley face, or it looks like a sad face. But that curved line is what goes over the notes that stay in one bow stroke. And that is, composers do that because they maybe want to have a very smooth melody line for you to play. So here we have Irish Stew. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Rest. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. So you have pizzicato. There's actually several different ways to play pizzicato on a string instrument. The easiest is, of course, when it's an open string and you have plenty of rests after or before the note. You can just extend your first finger. You still hold your bow correctly, but you just extend that first finger and pull the string gently, but you must do it over the fingerboard. If you pluck over here where all the rosin is, you're going to get it all over your finger, and the oil in your skin that keeps your skin so nice and smooth will end up over here and then get on your bow hair. And then your bow hair won't work so well. So you want a pizzicato over the fingerboard, pull gently. And there's another way where you put the bow into the palm of your hand and you make a backwards L shape. You put the thumb on the fingerboard to help give you stability, and then you use this first finger. You can actually do faster pizzicato that way, okay? And then, of course, there's another way when you don't play a piece with the bow at all. If it says P-I-Z-Z, that means pizzicato, not pizza, even though we might want pizza, but P-I-Z-Z, pizzicato, pluck the string. Again, you put that L shape with your thumb and first finger, and then you can play faster because you don't have the bow in your hand. Okay, so you have a couple different ways to work and maneuver through pizzicato. So next we go on to Down by the Station in 4/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we have a hoedown, and now you're playing on 2 strings. How exciting. A lot of American folk music plays on double strings. It's easy when it's an open string because you don't really need to do much with your left hand. But you do have to be very careful that when you place your bow down, if you're playing the A and E string, you want to make sure you put equal pressure on the A and E. So when it sounds, it has that double note effect right from the start. If your bow wavers, you really get kind of an awkward sound instead of the double sound. So you want even pressure on both strings. And another way to think about it is pretend like you have an invisible string in between those 2 strings you're trying to play on. And then that's what you want to focus the pressure on. So hoedown, 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. Actually Boil That Cabbage Down, and that is one of a very famous American folk song. Mark O'Connor has written 14 different variations for this, and there's another one that's really fun. I'll just play this just for fun so you can see how playing on double notes and playing with a bouncing bow, which is called spiccato, that you will learn in middle school with my orchestras, that is a fun way to play your bow as well. So here we have just a little sample of Boil That Cabbage Down, which is your hoedown. one of the 14 variations. All right, so you have a harmony page for Hoedown, and then you have the Can-Can, which is by Jacques Offenbach, who was a French-German composer, and this was actually written for his opera that he wrote that's called Orpheus in the Underworld. But it became a very famous dance, and the Rockettes in New York are the ones that dance to this, and it's called Can-Can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slower or faster. Okay, now we go to Ode de Joy, which is by Ludwig van Beethoven. This is actually the theme to his 9th symphony that he wrote. It was his very last symphony as well. And this is a beautiful theme, so it's definitely much slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful song. So, of course, we have Overture to the Nutcracker, which is by Tchaikovsky. This is basically a 3-hour ballet, but this is a nice little theme from that you can enjoy around the holidays too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift. Rest. Lift. Rest. Next we have a very famous minuet by Bach. A minuet is a dance that was done during the Baroque era. 1, 2, 3. Important to always hold out the last note of any piece to its full value. And in this case, we had a dotted half note, which receives 3 full beats. So next we have the Turkish March with only 2 beats in a bar, 2/4 time by Mozart. 1. And then you have a series of scales to learn as well. I hope that this video is helpful, and I look forward to working with you again. Thank you so much, and best wishes always.